Satsang, soul and self-realization, right?
It's in Hindi. We are going to do it in English. I'm just preparing to go live. There we are. Yeah, we are. We're live, I think so. So what questions do you have?
Are we live, Guruji? Is it being recorded?
Yeah, it's been recorded. I don't know, but I feel so.
Oh, I was going to ask, I don't know if I'm allowed to discuss that now. It was regarding...
Yeah, you are allowed.
Okay. The Patra Sadham, when does that start becoming internal, more of an internal ritual rather than external ritual?
Can you come back?
The Chakra Pujan, the Patra Sadham we do, when does that start becoming an internal ritual rather than external ritual? When does it becoming internalized?
That becomes internalized. You know, it is like you have to immediately practice it. Have you ever practiced Pratak in your life?
A little, not much, little, yeah.
You have practiced Pratak, then you will be knowing that when you do Pratak, it is important to do Antar Pratak. Okay? In the same way, when you lift the Patra, immediately after you lift the Patra, on the Shuddhi Patra, you must visualize your sankalp coming through, your dream coming through. Like on the Shuddhi Patra, if you are there, you just see that everything is happening. That is the first step of your Chakra Puja, your Patra Puja becoming internal rather than external. Then comes the second stage, that you do the whole thing mentally. Some people, after Purna Abhishek or after Karvan Abhishek, the Guru gives them a Patra, Guru tells them to do Chakra Puja regular, daily, then twice a day, then thrice a day. Then the whole day they are doing that, nothing else. So in that situation, in that circumstances, when the person is not well, that person does internal worship. Understood? So that is the second occasion. When mother gives you illness, mother also gives you a chance to make your practices internal rather than external. Then householders. Householders, you know, it is difficult to do Chakra Puja daily. So the householders, they do it as and when they could. And so when they do it as and when they could, they also start mental worship. And when you do the Bhairavi sadhana, do you know about the Guru Vajra Siddhis? Naughty, center, door. When that completes, you go to Kalpavriksha Sadhana. In Kalpavriksha Sadhana, you go ahead with Bhairav Bhairavi Sadhana. In Bhairav Bhairavi Sadhana, the complete ritual of chakra is like you begin with placing a platra and doing tarpan. But during the process, everything becomes mental. It goes internal. There is a huge benefit of mental worship, like we have spoken before in our Satsang. But more than that, there is a huge benefit of visualization. You get my point? So when you can visualize everything perfectly, you can manifest. A person who can visualize everything can manifest everything. It's difficult to visualize, but once you are able to do it, you are sorted. You can manifest anything. So it's all about visualization. It comes to a point that when you are into a process of manifestation, when you are manifesting, trying to manifest something, at that given point, what happens is that first is you have to name it. First is name. Before anything, the name comes. And after that, you have to visualize that. You have to give it a form. And third is you have to forget it, and fourth, it will get manifested. Correct? So number 4 is belonging to, you know whom number 4 is belonging to? Brahma. If you are so concrete, have you read the Tripur Rahasya?
I've heard lectures on it, yeah.
You have heard lectures. Have you heard the story of that guy who was, who ran into a cave and he brought an army and he killed the army of the king? Have you? It was the first story in the first chapter.
I can't recall that story, Guruji. Rilekha, I remember the story of Rilekha and so stories were in there, but I don't recall this, the first story.
There was a king and his brother was very great. So the king did a Ashwamedh Yajna and he sent all his people behind the horse. And a young chap, he saw the horse and he liked the horse, so he kidnapped the horse. So they warned him, and this guy, he ran on the mountain, small hill, with the horse, and he entered a very small hole. It wasn't even a cave, it was a small hole. So this guy thought that how could he vanish in this small hole? As the army was thinking, this man, young chap, he came out with a huge army and he killed everyone. And those who are left, they ran. And they ran to the king and they told the king that this has happened. So the king told his brother, who was very mighty, very brave, he said, you go and handle this case. But remember that that person is a yogi and there was another yogi who was sitting by. He was an old yogi. So he said, you take care that you don't displease them. Because these yogis are powerful. No one can defeat them. So the brother was not only brave and strong, he was also intelligent. He exactly understood what his brother meant. So he went to that yogi and he lie down and bow down, and he was waiting over there. Soon that young chap came again. He said, what do you want? Why are you waiting over here? He said, I want to talk to this yogi. And he understood this will be the chap who has killed everyone. So, can someone check if we are live on YouTube?
Yes, Gurudev, it is showing live here. I will just check on YouTube also. Jai Gurudev.
Joy Guru. Oh, here we can check. Yeah, we are live. Okay. So, he said, okay, let us, he will not come out of meditation soon. So he said, no, I want to meet him and it is urgent. So he said, wait. He said from meditation entered his father's body. And he agitated his kundalini and he came out. When he came out, his father woke up. He said, what happened? Why did you wake me? And he just looked around and he came to know that this all has happened. So he told the child that this man, you have killed his army and you have kidnapped his horse. So right now I'm ordering you to start bring them to life again. And after you bring them to life, you give them back their horse. And the people whom you have taken of theirs as your, slaves, as your, prisoners, you release them. So the son, he chanted mantras through water and he brought to life all the army men, went in that hole again, brought all the prisoners and the horse and gave it. He said, go now. But this man, the king's brother, was so impressed. He said, how did you do it? So he said, I did it with the power of my yoga. He said, no, I want to know. See, he said, my father originally ruled this land. We were kings. So, he left his kingdom and he came over here and he started meditating and he became immortal. And after that, thousands and thousands of years have passed by. And then he met my mother and they made a union and out of which I was born. And from birth I was taught yoga. And he taught me and he showed me how to manifest my own universe. I became enlightened, I became immortal, but still I wanted to do more rather than just sit and meditate because it was boring. So he taught me how to create my own universe. So he said, inside that hole, small hole, I have created my own universe. I am the Brahma. I am the creator of that universe. So these guys were shocked. They said, how can there be one whole universe in one small hole? So he said, you teach me. And you show me that universe of yours. So they both sat into meditation. He taught him some techniques to get into meditation. And then they went into meditation. And he took him to that hole. And when he entered, he told that king's brother, you also enter. When the king's brother tried to enter the hole, he got stuck. So he said, I will teach you how to leave your body and enter the hole. So he left the body and he entered the hole. And there he could see that there were Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and they looked exactly like this young chap. And they were running the universe, thinking that they are the creator, sustainer, and the destroyer of this universe. Actually, this guy was. And there were Swarglok, Narglok, Earth, planets, sun, moon, stars, everything. And 24 hours they spent in that universe, floating everywhere in the galaxy. And after that 24 hours, they came back. And when they came back over here, that big mountain was converted into a small hill. And that small hill, everything had changed around it. Where there were greenery, jungles, there were desert. And he said, what happened in 24 hours? He said, not 24 hours. It took 13,000 years of this world. Because time is illusion. There, the 24 hours of my universe are 13,000 years of this universe. And your brother, your wives, your children, your grandchildren, everyone has died. Now your kids, means your lineage, they are ruling this place, and your brother's lineage, they are ruling that place. And they are not as powerful as you were. And everything has been destroyed. So this guy started crying. He said, why are you crying? He said, because my wife, my brother, my kids, they all died. He said, they died 13,000 years back. Why are you still crying? And like that universe has been created by me, this universe has been created by someone else. And so are countless universes. And everyone is created from that Tripura, that goddess, that Almighty. She has created everyone. So you concentrate on her and become free of your bondages. So this is the story of Tripur Rahasya. If you want, we have an email address you can put over there. We can take Tripur Rahasya and we can explain Tripur Rahasya. Someone wanted, I just remembered that someone wanted, so we will see it afterwards. First let Sonali start.
Jai Gurudev.
Right.
I'm so glad that Guruji is here as usual. We had a wonderful session in the afternoon. So I'm super excited that, now again we are going to get answers to all our questions. And I really welcome you, Gurudev, to this wonderful session. And I'm sure nobody is ever going to miss this chance because he himself is going to answer all our questions. And I promise that 1 hour, like he just said, that this 1 hour will be like one whole day or maybe one whole lifetime. Because in the afternoon, when he was telling one story, it actually, it felt like a blink, and it was 1 hour had already passed. And it just felt that it had just started. So let's get our questions. And I request Gurudev to please answer them one by one. If anybody has a question, you can ask now. Otherwise, then I will read out the questions on the mail. So
किसी को कोई
anybody?
प्रश्न है? Does anyone have any question?
Joy Gurudev.
Joy Gurudev Prita.
Gurudev, I have a question.
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah, please.
Gurudev, I just wanted to know that whenever we talk about Tantra, Mantra, and Yantra, when we are trying to explain it to someone, how can we define it so that, they can logically connect to them? If, for example, if the person is not very spiritual, in that kind of a scenario, how can we define Mantra, Tantra, and Yantra? And especially when we are talking about Yantras to people, what is how do we generate that faith? Because a lot of people are not aware about the science behind yantra. So please, Gurudev, would you like to guide me as well for this?
Yes. See, I will like to ask you some counter questions on this.
Gurudev.
You said that people who are not spiritual in today's world, there is in today's generation a huge hatred for religion. Correct?
Ji.
There are reasons for it. And we cannot blame anyone else more than the religious people. Because in today's world, the biggest enemy of religion is the principal heads are the keepers of religion. The principal head of the religion are enemies of religion. They have created such a problem, such a mess that people, specifically the new generation, they have lost complete faith on religion. And the more the believers are trying to persuade them, the more they are going away from spirituality and religion. Still, 50% of the people are not against spirituality, and around 90% of people are against religion. So, where mantra, yantra, tantra is concerned, it is considered as religion and not spirituality. Correct? So, it has become almost impossible to convince someone on this lines, on this tunes. And second is the monopoly. Like if you have a faith in me, it is but obvious that your kids will have faith on my kids. And after even 20 generations, the monopoly will continue. The Vallabha Kul, the Adi Shankara Kul, no doubt they are not married, but still, the Adi Shankara Kul, everyone is going in that fashion. Now, what this generation has realized is they are against, this fashion of monarchy. Did you call it? Do you call it monarchy? Hierarchy? And so all the religious organizations and all the political parties which have their kids entering into politics, they are all openly rejected by it. And in this situation where the old is ringing out and the new is ringing in, we say that follow the old. Correct? So that becomes a problem. First of all, what is religion and what is spirituality? Can you or someone else tell? What is religion for you and what is spirituality for you? Can someone say?
Gurudev, my understanding, religion is something which is very much man-made, which whereas spirituality is beyond that, and it is about finding yourself. It is just not about finding God. Religion tells you that God is external, and spirituality tells you that God is within you. You have to search it inside.
So mantra and yantra is also religion because it is man-made. How much ever we can say that they have been given by God Shiva, all the mantras. How much ever the Muslims will say, Islam will say that the holy book has been given by God. Everyone knows in today's world, no one is a fool to take our stories, to buy our stories. They say that God does not need to give you mantras and God does not need to give you commandments also. Correct? So, religion, you said, is man-made and spirituality is divine, is eternal, Sanatan. Now, I'll tell you that have you ever had coconut? Yeah? There is the shell of coconut and then there is the water of coconut. Religion is the shell of the coconut and spirituality is the water of coconut. If there is no water inside the coconut, then you are not going to pay for it. Before buying the coconut, you shake it and you see that if there is water, and only then you take it. So the shell has no value without the water. So your mantra, your yantra, your tantra has no value without spirituality. If you connect it to self-realization, if you connect it to inner happiness, if you connect it to change in your own existence, your own being, if you say that I became more better in my relationship with my colleagues, with my daughter, with my parents, with this mantra, with this yantra, then people will know that inside this shell there is water. If you tell them that there are people in this organization who receive self-realization by these practices, which we always believed that cannot give self-realization, this kind of practices gave them self-realization, then they will know that the shell is not an empty nutshell. It has water in it. Then they will buy it. No one is going to buy your coconut without the water in it. Now this is one part. Now tell them, they will say, I don't want to pay for the coconut shell. I'm going to throw it. You give me the water from inside. I don't want your yantra, you give me self-realization. I don't want your yantra, you give me good relations. I don't want your yantra, you give me good finance. With the water inside, with the meditation that we do, we will receive everything. So the water cannot exist without the self. That cover of the coconut, the shell of the coconut is as important as the water. It protects the water. In the same way, the mantra, the yantra protects spirituality. When you make them understand this, that if you go to buy bananas, you can't tell the person who is selling bananas that we are not going to eat the skin. So you remove the skin and then measure the bananas. Then weigh the bananas. Because if you remove the skin, we will be saved of half of the weight, or else we are also paying you for the skin. If you peel the banana and if you just take the banana home, that banana will not be worth eating because they will get soiled and they will get messed. If you have to buy the banana, you will also have to buy the skin. Or else that banana is useless without the skin, and as well as the skin is useless without banana. So you tell them that there is banana inside. I have eaten it. My life has changed with it. And tell them that I can sell you the banana without the skin. But then the banana will not be worth eating. By the time you reach home, It will be all messed up, all broken. One day I took a shopping bag, and those were good old days. We used to not buy from supermarket. And I was like a good husband walking behind my wife with the shopping bag, and she took me shopping to buy vegetables. And one lady was buying, and after that we went to that vendor lady, vegetable vendor, and my wife knew her because she was a regular buyer from her. She would give quality vegetables, so she would buy from her. So they shared greetings, and then she told my wife that the woman who was standing in front of you, she seemed to be well educated. So my wife asked why. So she said first she bought tomatoes from me. She put tomatoes in the shopping bag. Then she bought brinjal. Above the tomato she put brinjal. And after that she brought some potatoes. On the brinjal she put potatoes, and on the potatoes she brought onions, and on the onions she put over the potatoes. So think about the tomatoes. So I think that she is very well educated, that she will not have to crush those tomatoes after going home. They will already be crushed. So that will happen to your banana if you buy it without skin. Okay? So you tell them like this, that spirituality, if you want in your life, mantra, yantra are the guards of spirituality. And they do have spirit in it. They have energy, they have spirit in it. That energy, that spirit has changed my life. It will also change your life. You tell them that, yes, I'm not just selling you the peel, there is banana inside. I'm not just selling you the shell, there is water inside. Got it?
Ji Gurudev. It was so amazing to listen to this. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you,
So-
Vidhyaa ji, for that question, because I think Guruji.
Yeah, sorry, can you be a little loud? Who is this?
Yeah. I'm saying Prathaji's questions we all have faced at one point or the other.
Yeah,
So I think many of us, questions. This was an unanswered question. So very beautifully put, as you. So that when somebody, we usually refer to our reference point and we tell them, but the example that you gave, Gurudev, was so amazing ki instantly anybody will understand the logic behind it.
yeah.
So,
And it is simple for people to understand with anecdotes, examples, stories. So I always use them, and you must also use them
yes. Because
to
when they are,
make people understand.
when they are beginners, if you give them very big talks, they will say, please, next time don't come.
Gurudev,
So,
that was amazing. The coconut part, it not only cleared my doubt about things, how to go about it, but it gave me the logic to talk. I
Yeah.
feel that the magic, as I always say. Thank you so much.
The connect.
thank you. Thank you. So, what I was saying is, when before you guys came in, Bharat was asking about something, and we came to a topic called Tripur Rahasya. So, there are some people, Sangeeta is here. So, they have asked that can we explain Ganpati Stuti, Vishwambari Stuti, Jai Adhya Shakti Aarti, Devi Bhagavad, Bhagavad Gita. So all you guys want the satsang on next time. We are coming up with Vidhyaa Upanishad. It was a free course. People who have not enrolled, now you have to pay fees for it. So this is also a free satsang, and henceforth, for all our Vidhya members, first 5 days of announcement of any course like this, it will be free. Later on, it will be charged. So you have to enroll within 5 days if you want free, enrollment into this. So you guys can please let us know if you want to have any more sessions like this on, uh, anything. Like I've got requests for what I said. What did I say? Ganpati Suti, Vishwambari Suti, Adhya Shakti, Jaya Adhya Shakti, Satsang. I've got, request for Devi Bhagavad. I've got request for Bhagavad Gita. So anything more, if you guys want to add to it, Upanishads I've got a request for. We are celebrating Rudraj Jabalu Upanishad from the coming month, I believe. So anything more which you will like to learn? Piyush, you are not watching the India-Pakistan match?
No, Guruji.
Anything more that anyone will like to unmute themselves? Sandeep? Sandeep, you lost your phone.
जी गुरुजी
How?
Oh, we went to market to search that cow piggy bank, and in that market, it was kept in bag, so somebody took from bag.
Oh. And money and all was it?
Money and all was in my pocket.
And from the back, someone picked up your phone. My wife told me today. So, anyone, any further requests on what you want to learn next? After Rudra Chapalu Upanishad, what can we come up with? Ganpati Stuti, we can start with. Sonali? Okay.
Ji
So
Guruji.
Sonali, you can read. Anyone has questions? Bharat, you have more questions?
Tripura Rasi would be a good subject, Guruji, to take up in the future. That'd be wonderful.
Tripura Rahasya. Can anyone make notes for this?
I'm making.
Okay. Ganpati Stuti, Vishwambari Stuti, Jaya Adhya Shakti Aarti, Devi Bhagavad, Bhagavad Gita, and Tripura Rahasya. Immediately after Rudraksh Jabala Upanishad, we will. Also, you guys can learn. You people can just tell me if you want anything more. So put in your request. Sacred geometry. Yeah, that is also good. Sacred geometry. Does everyone need? If everyone is okay with it, sacred geometry. We can take a few basic points over here for sacred geometry, and then we can proceed with. If everyone is not looking sleepy after it, then we can take it as one of the subjects. Sacred geometry. What else? What is sacred geometry? Indrajit ji has asked. Sacred geometry means this universe is made from number 5. There are 5 main elements. There are 5 types of gunas. There are 5 types of doshas. The 5 types of doshas are, we'll first talk about gunas. and then we will go to doshas. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Devik and Tanavik are the 5 types of gunas. And the 5 types of doshas which arise from the 5 types of gunas are Vat, Pitta, Kapha, Arogya and Roga are the 5 doshas. And from these 5 doshas and 5 gunas come the 5 sense organs which are smelling, tasting, listening, seeing and touch. And from the 5 types of senses comes the 5 elements which is solid, liquid, gas, fire and ether. And from the 5 types of elements comes the 5 types of work organs which are hands, legs, genital, anus and mouth. So 5 number keeps on continuing in our creation, and so are the 5 major shapes. The 5 major shapes are the square or the rectangle which is connected with the earth element. If you guys want to make a note, you can make a note, or you can go to YouTube and watch this video again, and there you can make notes. Square and rectangle shape are connected with earth element. And so Vastu says that everything in your house and your office has to be in square shape because it is the most benefiting element. It gives you wealth, happiness, prosperity, peace, everything that you need. Waves are connected with water element. Triangle and angles are connected with fire element. Hexagon and star shape is connected with air element, and dots are connected with ether element. The major impact of earth element in your life will complement the major impact of ether element in the universe. Science says that your body is 71% seawater, correct? Because the earth is 71% seawater. Before that, science used to say that your body is 90% earth element, solid. Before that, science also thought that the whole world of yours, the earth, is 90% earth and 10% water. Now the thinking is changing. Science is absolutely wrong. Your body is 90% empty space. Your own science says that if you put a big machine, a big car, into a compressing machine, it will come out as a small coin. Not even a small coin, it will come out as a pit. Science says that if you put this whole universe into a compressing machine, this whole universe will not be bigger than a tennis ball, a cricket ball. You can Google it. It is not something that I am saying. So if this whole universe will turn into one small tennis ball, then how can your body be 71% water? Your body is more than 90% empty space. How can this earth be 71% water? Science seems to be out of his head. Your scientist seems to be drunk. They are drugged. They don't know the truth. Science is defying what it says. Science is saying that this whole universe, not just our earth, not just our body, this whole universe, if it is put inside a compressing machine, the whole universe will be turned into one small tennis ball, nothing more than that. 90s. This was in 90s. Yeah. This was in news in 90s. Yes. And At the same breath, science is also saying that your body is 71% water. They are stupid fools. If there is no empty space, where is that water? So your body is 90% empty space. And from that, what remains is air. You live because of air. And in the air, 10% is rest of the elements. In that 10% is light, heat. Do you feel the heat when you touch your body? That heat, in that heat is 90%. 10% in that heat is, other elements. And in that other elements is water. And in that water, 10% is earth element. So in your house, in your body, whatever is more dots is harmful for you because it is not complementing you. So in your house, in your body, everything has to be square, earth element, because it is minimum. Like if you see the science of Vastu, in the northeast has to be water because in northeast is mountains. And northeast has to be lowest because in our country, northeast is mountains. In southwest, it is water and it is lower. So in your house, southwest has to be higher and there must be no water over there. If you see the Swarodaya Yoga, in the day there is the sun. So in the day, your moon nostril, your left nostril must operate. In the night, there is moon. So in the night, your sun nostril, your right nostril must operate. You must be exactly opposite to the nature which is around you. So earth element has to be maximum. So your laptop is square, your phone is triangular. If your child makes a painting, it is a rectangle or a square book. All your paintings are within a square. So maximum is earth element in your paintings. In your yantras, major of your yantras are square or rectangle in shape, mostly square in shape. Radhika is sitting in front of squares. Behind her, there are squares. So square shape has to be maximum. And so all the yantras are within a square. Almost all the yantras. Some yantras like Mangal Trikon yantra or Chattar yantra, Pagdi yantra, they are sometimes round in shape. But major of the yantras are square, which represent earth element, which is the minimum in your body, minimum on our earth and minimum in the universe. The second diagram which you see inside the yantra is either a circle or lotus, which is waves, which represents water element. Below the circle and below the lotus is a star, which is air element, and that star is constructed of triangles, which is fire element, and in the center there is only one dot, which is ether element, which is the minimum because it is the maximum in your body, maximum on our planet, and maximum in the universe, which is ether element, sky, space. So this is the basic of divine geometry. One who does not understand this may be learning, may be teaching divine geometry, but he or she is all wrong about it. If you are into drawing young mantras and mandals, and if you don't know the simple logic, the simple science that, everything is so much dominated by the space, by the earth element, by the shapes, then it's of no use. It's of no, all your knowledge is useless. And we teach this in various courses also, like Adesh course. We teach this in, what other courses do we teach this shit?
Swar.
Swar we teach. We teach in one of the Mahavidhyaa course, which is connected with the yantras also. We teach all this. Any further questions? So, Sonali, you can read the questions if you
Yes.
have.
Indrajit ji has written beautiful, amalgamation of different sciences. Yeah, that is why Gurudev has, specifically announced this kind of satsang, because this is the knowledge you can never get even after reading hundreds of books. I'm sure you all will agree. Not on YouTube, not on anywhere on planet Earth. That is why we have something like ask under anything under the sun. The next question that we have is about worshipping the sun. It is that when we offer the morning prayers to sun, can we do it at any time of the day, or is there a particular time for that?
You become what you worship. You are what you worship. You become what you love. Move faster than that, you become what you hate. Move faster than that, you become what you worship. If you worship an enlightened person, you become enlightened. If you worship demons, doing demonology, you become a demon in real life. And if you worship spirits, very soon you will be a spirit and someone will start worshiping you. If you worship the rising sun, you will always be rising. And if you worship the setting sun, you will always be setting. So it is recommended in the scriptures that you must not worship the sun after 12 noon. Because if you do that, the sun starts setting in your life. Bharat is from England. There was a saying in England that the sun never sets in the British Empire. So if you don't want the sun to set in your empire, it is better that you worship the rising sun and not the setting sun. There is only one day in the year which is sixth day after Diwali, which is known as Chhat Puja, Surya Shashti. On that Chhat Puja day, you can worship the sun, which is also setting. Or else, scientifically speaking, the ultraviolet rays, the harmful rays of the sun, are more dangerous after 12 noon, and they can really harm you. So it is not good to worship the sun after 12 noon, except for one day in it. Anyone has any question on this?
Gurudev,
Someone be recommended to take the moon bath. Okay.
No, I remember a couple of years ago, you had taught us about worshipping the sun also. So,
Yeah. See, when you want to worship the sun, you make sure that you're not looking at the sun with your naked eyes. Nowadays, you have your sunglasses and your reading glasses, which have UV coating on them. So ultraviolet rays won't enter your eyes. So the same coating was created in the olden days. In water, you add some turmeric, a coin, some perfume, some flowers, red vermilion, Rakta Chandan, red sandalwood, and many other things. And you offer the water to the sun like this with both the hands, and water which is falling from the curtain of the water, you look at the sun. Someone has also written about moon bath. Scientifically speaking, astrology is the first science which was concerned with your physical body. Biology started with astrology. Astrology was created for health, for medicine. So vitamin D is the sun. As science also knows now that vitamin D, we get it from the sun. And vitamin B is moon. And it is said that the sun has 12 colors. So maybe now or maybe in the future, science will know that there are 12 types of vitamin D. And there are 12 types of negative effects of vitamin D. So 12 positive and 12 negative, there are 24 colors of the sun. 12 hours of the day and 12 hours of the night. So vitamin D will be of 24 categories. D1 positive, D1 negative, D2 positive, D2 negative, D3 positive, D3 negative. In the same way, there will be 24 types of vitamin D. I don't know how many they are right now. I'm not into science. Moon is vitamin B, and already they have till vitamin B12. They will get till vitamin B16. Or have they already got it? Is anyone into medicine over here? So vitamin B is of 16 kinds. Because moon has 16 colors. And so the Sanskrit language, the Hindi language, the Devanagari language has 16 vowels and 24 constellations. 24 constellations represent the sun. 16 vowels represent the moon. And 10 sub-vowels represent the earth or the fire. So vitamin A has 10 forms. Vitamin B has 16 forms, and vitamin D has total 12 positive and 12 negative forms. So taking the moon bath will surely help you to enhance your vitamin B. And if your vitamin B and vitamin D, the father and the mother, the sun and the moon are in control, then all the minerals like copper, zinc, iron, etc. in your body will be regulated and will be in control. They won't be more and they won't be less. Are other planets also connected to vitamins and minerals too? Yes, they are connected. We have a course on it. Like iron is connected to Saturn. Mars is connected to vitamin A. So in this manner, all the planets are connected to all the vitamins and minerals. Like there are now 9 kalas: Surya Kala, Chandra Kala, Agni Kala, Rudra Kala, Vishnu Kala. Like the 9 layers of Sri Yantra. This 9 layers of Sri Yantra are the 9 kalas, and there are 9 types of vitamins and minerals which are important for your body. Any questions on this or what I have answered before? Any further questions on this or anything? Be free to ask. Don't worry. Do we have any questions on the chat box?
No, in chat box there aren't any questions.
Shri Yantra are also good for health and other than puja purpose. Shri Yantra is your body and Shri Yantra is the universe. It is the Mahamaya Yantra, as my Guru used to tell me. It is the great illusion. My mother told me that you used to murmur in your childhood that if you know the Shri Yantra, you will know how to make gold from iron, and I know how to make. So my mom used to tell me that you know it, you just have to brush yourself. But by the time I started knowing Shri Yantra, I said I'm not interested in making gold from iron. But if you see the Shri Yantra, on the topmost portion is a dot. And below the dot, there are 3 points. These 3 points, you can call them the Trinity Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, or Saraswati, Lakshmi, and Parvati, or you can call them Bhagmalini, Mahamaya, and Vajreshwari. Correct, Bharat?
They're correct.
What are these 3 points? Can you tell me? We just spoke about geometry. Bharat, can you tell me what these 3 points represent?
Guruji, the Bindu represents the absolute consciousness. Then it comes into a manifestation form. So creator, destroyer, and the 3 aspects of the Trinity.
In science, it represents oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen. One is the creator, one is the sustainer, and one is the destroyer. Nitrogen creates, oxygen sustains. Hydrogen takes you up, destroys you. Disintegrates your body. And out of the 3, when you are looking at the Shri Yantra, only 2 are seen. So in the Trinity, 2 are worshipped and 1 is not worshipped. Always. Always 2 are worshipped and 1 is not worshipped. Because 3 destroys. When you worship 3, you will be destroyed. You will get self-realization. And if everyone gets self-realization, the universe will stop existing. Illusion is the key to sustenance. Illusion is the key to happiness. Ignorance is the key to happiness. And happiness is the key to sustenance. If you have seen enough of sorrow in your life, enough of problems in your life, very soon you will start searching for self-realization. This is the answer to the question which I got on the chat. Why? Got it? So, this is it. And once you go down, Bharat, again one more question for you. What do you see below the triangle?
On the sides of the triangle, I believe the Nityas are there. So creation, and then day and night is created, right? Time is created.
Space is created.
Yeah, the Nityas represent the time space, yeah.
But what about science? What was created after oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen?
Science is not my strong point, sorry, Guruji.
Indrajit ji, nature mein, we come to specific answers over here. Do you see a hexagon below, inside that star, the top facing and the top facing triangle? There is a hexagonal shape. What is the hexagonal shape of which object atom has this design of hexagon shape? Can anyone answer? Which object? No. Which air? Which type of air, Babita? Babita is saying air. Which air? Carbon. The molecular structure, the atomic structure of carbon is hexagonal. Hexagon has 6 points or 8 points? Yeah, everyone is like me only. 6 points. And the structure of carbon is of 6 points. To create anything, to manifest anything, you require carbon. And after the carbon came into existence, came time, came space, came day, came night, came the stars, came everything, came the Nityas. Nityas means time. Tara, the star, means space. There are 16 Nityas of moon, which represents the 16 Tithis, 16 days, or 16 kalas of moon. So when you understand, keep on understanding the science of Sri Yantra, you can convert anything into anything. You can break a stone with a glass. If you understand Sri Yantras, you will understand your human chakra so well, that you will laugh when you go through the classes of chakra. They don't even know the placement of chakra, right? They don't even know how many chakras are there in the body. But if you know Sri Yantra, if you know the detailed science of Sandhi, Marmar, Granthi, you will know the universe and you will know your body. Then people can say that even after, we have a class on Sri Yantra. Then people can say that what reading 100 scriptures we will not get that knowledge we get in Guruji's Satsang, because you know the Sri Yantra. There was a question from Peeta that why is one yantra not enough? Why can we have only one yantra and not many yantras? One day Shivaji lost one of his battles in Gujarat. So he was running for his life. And while running for his life, he went to a very small village. And he was very hungry, very thirsty. And in olden days, if someone would come for food during the time of dinner or lunch, people would not say no to that person. People would always cook extra. So in the night, he reached the home of a very poor widow. And that widow, he said, "Mother, can I get something to eat or drink?" The woman called him inside and said, "I'm preparing khichdi, you will have to wait," and served him water. She started cooking the khichdi, and Shivaji was very hungry. He probably had not eaten from a couple of days. And a warrior guy, they do heavy exercises, they require good diet. And he was terrible hungry and he was waiting for the food. And that old widow, she served him khichdi. And Shivaji put his hand in the center of the khichdi. And his hand got burned. That old widow said that Shivaji, you are like Shivaji, she said. And Shivaji was scared. Has she recognized me? And he said, why did you say that? Because he was in disguise. He did not wanted people to recognize him. So Shivaji said, how did you say that? Why did you say that I'm like Shivaji? I'm a common soldier. I've never even got a chance to see Shivaji. And in fact, I'm from the opposite troop. I'm from the Mughal army. She said, Shivaji is like this. First, he goes and attacks the capital. And so he loses the battle. If he really wants to establish Hindu Rashtra, he must start from the border. In the border, the khichdi has already become cold. And in the center, in the capital, the khichdi is hot. He starts eating from the border. Slowly, when he will come to the center will also have become cold. Then he can eat the center also. So Sri Yantra is the center. To reach the center, you have to first study the other yantras. You can't put your hand directly in the center of the khichdi. If you put your hand in the center of the pudding, your hand will burn. It is hot. However hungry you are, start eating from the border. Start learning from the small yantras and then jump to the Sri Yantra. So it is good to have many yantras. Many people say, Guruji, you created the temple for yourself. You are creating the ashram for yourself. One of the trustees, Jayesh Bhai, told me, I said, first of all, your Guruji does not require any ashram. I've done everything in all my lifetimes. Created many ashrams and done everything. The temple which I've created in the office, the ashram that I'm creating is for you people. I don't even need, I know the Sri Yantra like the back of my hand. No chemical scientist, no biological scientist, no one will know human body or the creation or the gases or the chemicals like what I have known in Sri Yantra. The secrets, how elements, how metals can change their forms, how iron can be changed into gold, how a stone can be broken by glass. I taught you all when you were here in Bombay for your Navaratri. I made you all break tiles with glass because that is the science of molecular structure. If the molecular structure will change, anything can become of hearts, vajra, diamond, and anything can become as brittle as glass. Whatever you want. I know that science. I know how to change it. So I don't even need to keep a Sri Yantra. It's not needed for me. But I've kept all 6 yantras, Mahakali, Baglamukhi, Matangi, Bhuvneshwari, Sri Yantra, Baglamukhi, for you people. So you people will learn. If I would have wanted only Shambhu, only Sandeep, only Sayukta to learn, I would have only kept Sri Yantra. Because they don't need to learn from this small yantras. They have already learned from me. But I want people who are new, they will also learn. So you start from the small yantras. You also have been taught the Bhojpatra yantra, if you remember. You have also taken few Bhojpatra yantras. So even that has been taught. So you learn from small things. You first capture the border and then go to the center, Shri Yantra. Any questions on this? When can we have a class on Shri Yantra? That is the question. Can anyone help in making the manual? Will anyone love to? Rita wants to. Who is the head of Piyush and Vidhyaa, head of Shri Vidhyaa? Shakti Vidhya? Okay. So you decide a team who will be helping in making a manual for complete Shri Yantra. Huh? And there will be no virtual class. Equal number of virtual classes, the numbers of other classes that we have. And everyone who will like to be a part of this course will first be paying the early bird fees, and then they will be making the manual. So even if you want to make the manual, you enroll in the course. Huh? So you take up, and anyone who wants to be a part of manual making may please contact Piyushi and Sweetie. And correct, Shambhu, they are in charge of Shakti Vidhya, right?
Ji Gurudev.
Any further questions? Shamaji, a lot of your questions have been answered, I think so, in the afternoon. You can go on YouTube and watch. Any fresh questions, Shamaji, if you have now, you can ask.
Shamaji,
Any further questions? Tell me.
No, Gurudev, her mic is unmute, so I don't think so she wants to ask anything right
Okay. Our mic is mute.
now.
Jai Gurudev, you have answered all my queries. Shamaji has written in the message.
Yeah.
Dilip, you wanted to ask anything further?
I'm sure most of you have questions on your sadhana also. So you can ask those doubts also. Because that will help, everyone.
In Diwali, Pitaji has said what to follow. In Diwali, all three types of energy, the sustaining, the manifesting, and the transforming energies are on the planet. One of the greatest enlightenment happened on Diwali night, the enlightenment of Mahavira. Lord Mahavira got enlightened on the night of Diwali. So transformation energies are also there. The best sadhana, according to this time, this yoga, is Yakshini sadhana, Satvik Yakshini, Kuber Dhanada Yakshini during this period is the best thing to do. But it is a very, very, very difficult sadhana. Only and only if you can follow the rules, you can do it, or else you can order the yantra from the office. Everyone who got Diwali Navratri Puja done, they will get one free yantra of Yakshini sadhana. Many people do it together during Diwali. My whole family is going out. Few people have gone to Russia today. They will be back, and then they will be going to Akul Devi, Somnath Temple, and then they will be going to, uh, you know, uh, Dwarika. So I will not be joining them because they all know that the action sadhana is very important for me. I do it every year. बोलिए समाज. How to enhance sadhana after 6 siddhis? Jai Gurudev Shamaji. Enhance sadhana, I just spoke about it in the afternoon. That there are 6 grams of Tantra. Anyone who has not done the 6 grams is not considered as a sadhak. Do you all remember the 6 grams or you want me to repeat? Yes, no, maybe. Repeat. The first gram is, uchchata, restlessness, to make your mind restless. Make your mind really restless without sadhana. May be so restless that you cannot live without sadhana. Second is vidhveshan, to create fight between two parties. Create fight between the non-believing people who will shake your faith and yourself. Let them go away from your life. The third kram is vashikaran. Do the vashikaran of your Ishtadevi. Let your Ishtadevi always be with you. The fourth kram is akarshan, mass hypnosis. Attract people who can enhance your faith towards you. Let them be in your life. This was the fourth. The fifth is, Shanti. Shanti means that create peace in your mind. Without sadhana, it has to be restless, but during sadhana, it has to be at peace. And the sixth kram is maran, to kill. Kill yourself, your identity, your ego. That is self-realization. These are the 6 krams which each tantric must do. So once you complete your sadhana, 6 rounds, 6 siddhis, 6 purusharam, after that you start doing this. Correct, brother?
Okay, Guruji.
Have you done the 6 grams? Then do it. Make your mind restless without sadhana. Okay, Shamaji, what was your question? Why did you unmute yourself? You can on your camera if you want. Vidhyaa, I'm curious about the action. What was it, Shamaji?
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Gurudev, after doing each siddhi, we have to complete that 10% Havan, 10% Marjan and all. Or after completing 6 siddhis that we have to do.
You don't have the liberty. Every siddhi, every anushthan, every purusharan, every big anushthan, every mahapurusharan, you have to do 10% Havan Tatvar Marjan Puja.
Okay.
It's important. But if there is absolute no way to do it, then you can take Guru's permission or your mentor's permission, and you can charge extra mantras for that, 25% extra mantras, and it will be done. Vidhyaa has asked that I am interested about Yachini. Is it same as Dakini? So yeah, it can be said, but there are a lot of, rumors going around about Yakshini and about Dakini, Shakini. There is a guy, Siddhant. He sent me a beautiful video. Some couple, Indian couple in some foreign country, they sang a beautiful song about Dakini. And just the sound of the wood. And beautifully, that woman has performed in the jungle with the, with the patra and, the wood they have kept as if the skulls are, the bones are kept crossed. And beautifully they have performed. These things, they are spreading more rumors about Yakshini, Dakini. And the real truth about them is lost. So whatever I say about Yakshini, Dakini, Shakini, Rakini, Hakini, Akini, it will create more rumors. To make it more simple, Vishnu created Jai and Vijay from his right and left hand to guard his doors and to take care of the creation. In the same way, Goddess created Jaya and Vijaya from her right and left hand to take care of the universe. And in the same way, from the other hands of the right side and the left side came other Sachara, colleagues, companions of Goddess like Dakini, Shakini, Hakini, Rakini. So there is a beautiful story how left and right hand started, manifesting things. This story is from the original Ramayana. The Ramayana written by the genius Valmiki. Even before the birth of Rama, this Ramayana was written. In that Ramayana, there is the story of how Rama gets enlightenment. That subject is known as Yog Vasisht. In the Yog Vasisht, there is a beautiful story that a saint is asking his father, how did the creation come into existence? So his father says that I know about thousands of years back, but beyond that, there is only one person who knows that. He said, who is this person? He said, he's Kag Bhushundi, the sage Bhushundi. Kag means crow, the golden crow. Have you seen the golden crow, Bharadraj Pakshi? There is a Gotra called Bharadraj. They have come from this golden crow. It is believed that they are, descendants of this golden crow. So Kag Bhushundi, he said, where does he live? So he said, this tree he lives. So he went and he saw on this tree and there was this golden bird, golden crow. Have you heard about the golden crow, guys? Son Kavda.
भारतध्वज ही बोलते हैं ना वो भी
हाँ
भारतध्वज ही बोलते हैं ना
हाँ हाँ भारतध्वज पक्षी.
मैंने
That is
लास्ट
the
ईयर
golden
देखा
crow.
था
हाँ
लास्ट ईयर आई
मेरे दादा दादी जहाँ भी रहते हैं वो वहाँ पे आ जाते. So the golden crow, Bhadradraj Pakshi, it is a rare bird and it is said to be very old, even older than the dinosaurs and the cockroaches on this planet. So this saint went on the tree and he approached the crow and said, "Can you tell me how did this creation came into existence?" He said that first the creation and the Lord were one, Shiva and Shakti were one, like Artha and Narishwar. And Shiva would always go and meditate. And Nari always had a complaint. You don't give me time. You don't look at me. You don't listen to me. You always meditate. So Shiva said, I have to give her some company, or else she is not going to let me meditate. So Shiva put his hand in her armpit and he rubbed her armpit. And from her armpit, he removed little dust. And from that dust, he created 10 companions for her. Those 10 companions were Dashu Mahavidya. Kali, Tara, Chinmasa, Bhupeshwari, Dhumavati. Now they were all created from Nari, so they were Nari. Nari also means goddess. Huh? Nari does not only mean woman. So, but obvious problems don't end by solutions. Solutions create more problems. Always solutions have created more problems. Always. So this 10, they said, who are we? We are created from her. We are her. And this guy is everyone's husband. So why is she alone stuck to him? Why are we not one with him? Why is she the only one who is one with him? So they brought a plan. The plan was that let's convince her to separate from him. So she was well busy with this 10 people and Shiva went into meditation and they came and said, oh, see, he is again in meditation. So she said, yes. So he has created you all to give me company. What company? Is it not his duty as a husband to be there for you whenever you want? He's totally ignoring you. He feels you are nothing without him. He has no respect for you. He has no value for you. And this and that and that and this and this and that. And they said probably he's having an affair. And they convinced her to separate from him. And she separated. And as Shiva and Shakti separated, the creation came into existence. And then there is a very beautiful explanation that she became the shadow of Shiva and Shiva got out of meditation. He said, what happened? Where is my left part? It is already gone. And she also realized, what did I do? And she rushed, trying to be one with him. And Shiva rushed to be one with her. And that rushing, that chaos became the Tandav. It was like Shiva moving and Shakti moving like a shadow behind him. And wherever they became one again, wherever the union, the methonia happened, there was dissolution of the creation. And wherever they separated again and wherever they started moving again, they moved like shadows. They, perfectly copied each other's move. There the creation was in existence again. They separated, they united, they separated, they united, and the Mahavidyas rejoiced. Mission accomplished. They called for alcohol. They give sacrifices. And they enjoyed, they had Chakra Puja. And they were totally intoxicated and they made a circle and they danced. They did Garba. They rejoiced that mission fulfilled. So they are the creators and the keepers of this world. Their vehicles, they bleeded, populated amongst themselves. The crow of Dhumavati copulated with the Hansa. The golden, what is the Hans called in English? Swan. The golden swan. And from that was the golden crow Kag-Bhushandi born. And because that Kag-Bhushandi was born out of that vehicles of Mahavidya, he knew how the creation came in. And in the dance of the Dasho Mahavidya, like the shadow of Shiva was Shakti, the shadow of Dasho Mahavidya was Dakini, Shakini, Hakini, Rakini, and everyone came rejoicing and dancing. Until they are rejoicing and rejoicing and rejoicing. And the more you make them rejoice, they are happy with you. The more you give them what they want, the Panchamakat, they rejoice with you and bless you with whatever you want. And this creation is they are doing. They are conspiracy. They are illusion. And so this creation runs on their principles. They can bend, they can turn, they can break any rules for you. And so the Mahavidya sadhana is the highest sadhana. And so it is known as Maha.
Gurudev, I have to unmute and say this, that what I right now heard was no less than a movie. It sounded like, when we were kids and our grandparents would tell us the story. It was mesmerizing. It was grand. And now I really want to know more about Mahavidya, more about Yakshini, because the story that you said, it was so, I was thrilled like a child. And you made me really more curious about this now.
So Yakshini is the shadow of Mahavidya. Rather than catching the shadow, catch the Mahavidya. And if you are able to maintain purity for 8 days, come, welcome. Do the Yakshini sadhana. Ask Sandeep to tomorrow itself courier you guys the yantras if you want to do the sadhana by speed post, by air courier. So you can start the sadhana. You will have to stitch gowns, yellow gowns. Someone was going to stitch those kaftans for me. Okay, I will call her up. She was going to stitch kaftans for me of different colors. So, yellow gowns, yellow undergarments, or no undergarments, just yellow clothes. Agarbatti, special. Yagikun groups, everything has to go in time. So tell them and do the sadhana and invite the yakshi. Don't be scared when she comes.
You just took
Butterflies will be the sign, and then you will hear her, stop, 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 stop. Stop or else I'll kill you. Don't be afraid. Tell her my guru is there, you do whatever you want.
Gurudev, exactly this was the reason, when I heard this, when you mentioned this during Navaratri, if you remember, that this is the, thing to do during Diwali. I was literally, because in Calcutta, we have this puja, which we call Shamshan Kali Puja, during Kali Puja time. And Shamshan Kali, she has this Dakini and Yakini, on both her sides. So when we were growing up,
Dakini,
Dakini, we say Dakini Jokini, like that. So while we were growing up, we were said that, they can make anything, any impossible possible. And if they even look at your eyes, they can hypnotize you. So we were scared like bit, like about these. So I was also, when you told me also, I was like skeptical whether I can do this sadhana. What will happen if I do? What if I get possessed?
So our guru said there is one simple way. When you come in touch with these energies, you have to tell them, this is my domain. You be in your domain, let me be in my domain. You don't cross your line, and I will not cross mine. I don't want to fight with you. That's enough. You cannot celebrate them. You cannot put them under high pedestal and say, oh my God. Then they will become higher than you. Then they will possess you. The whole idea is you possess them and you make them do what you want them to do, rather than they possess you. Any further questions?
Guruji, there's just one. You mentioned that they rejoiced with the Panchmakars. Can I just ask why they love the Panchmakars so much?
You know what? Not only they, everyone loves the Panchmakar. But whatever we love, whatever we like, is either fattening, or it is a crime, or it can make you sick, or it is a sin to have it. So, in sense, it looks right what Christianity and Islam says, that God has sent you to suffer. Because everything that makes you happy is either fattening, or sickening, or a crime, or a sin, or immoral. So they loved it because they are things to love. They give pleasure. They give happiness. And this ideology, this thought put in our minds that these things are sin, these things are crime, these things are fattening, these things are sickening, have given them that qualities. There have been different deities who have cursed the Makars. Like the alcohol has the curse of Kach because he was killed. That is the curse of Brahma Hatya, the curse of Shukracharya because Kach was killed, the curse of Krishna because Balram was addicted to alcohol and his kids and his grandsons were also addicted to alcohol. Killing of animals. There was a hunter, poor hunter who was shooting deer for food. And when he shot, the sage saw it and the sage cursed him. So eating non-veg is cursed, drinking is cursed, everything that makes you happy is cursed. And because of these stories, because of these beliefs, if you eat non-veg, you will go to hell. But if a Muslim does not eat non-veg, he will go to hell. If you kill, you will go to hell. If a Muslim will not kill, he will go to hell. So your belief has made your body, and your body becomes sick by alcohol, non-veg, etc., which are all makar. But originally they were not sickening. Originally they were not fattening. Originally they were not sin. Originally they were not crying. No one would pick you up from a cruise and put you in jail because you had drugs. Before that, they were healthy. They were spiritual. They were religious products like your yantra, etc. And then they became cursed. Our belief system cursed them. So they are cursed. If you stop believing that it is a sin, eating non-veg, then you keep eating non-veg, nothing happens to you. But if you believe that it is a sin eating non-veg, I don't eat non-veg, I don't say that you eat non-veg. But in the Vedas, nowhere it is written that eating non-veg is a sin. And even if you go to the hotel and one bone comes out, I was young and I went to a restaurant and I would not even eat kanda lasun, and I was having soup, and from that soup a bone came out, small piece, and it was hard. And I said, "What is this?" I removed and I said, "Oh my God, this looks like a bone." And I showed him, "Is this a bone?" He said, "Yes." I said, "I needed veg," and I left that restaurant, and for many days I was burning. I couldn't tell my family. There was a bone in the soup, bone piece. So I'm not saying you have non-veg, but I'm saying that if there is no choice, my son was studying in foreign countries. He was one of the best students, so he was sent for student exchange programs and summer school to various countries. And there are countries where it is difficult to get veg food. And kids are studying, they can't cook at home. We taught him, we tried to teach him, but he was in a boarding, he was in a hostel, so we couldn't teach him complete cooking. So I myself told him that, "Son, if you want, if there is no way out, you can eat non-veg." And he tried. So it's all right. Don't think of them as dirty, as negative. Panchmaka. This concept that sex is dirty, alcohol is dirty, it came after Christianity and Islam came to India. And the concept that eating non-veg is a sin, it came after Buddhism and Jainism came into existence. Before that, prostitution was a very respected profession in India. And there are scriptures on sex, not only in Hinduism, but also in Islam and Christianity, but they are not spoken about. Hindu scripture of sex, Anantaranga and Kama Sutra is very famous all over the world. Anantaranga, I bet no one in India must have even heard about this. There are scriptures which propagate pleasure as the only purpose of life. And that person has been given the Padvi of Acharya in modern Hinduism, Shukracharya. Unfortunately, his book was, thrown out of the houses. It went to America and it came back from America to India. And we lost the name of the writer. The book name was Charuak. And we thought that the writer name is Charuak. The writer was Shukracharya. He proved that there is no God, no enlightenment. And whatever there is this one life. And if you only have one life, live it to your fullest. He in his own words, he says that enjoy the most beautiful women. If it is not your woman, if it is the neighbor's woman, go and enjoy. But don't get caught. He says, enjoy your life. Have ghee. If you don't have money, take udhar without the intention of paying back and have ghee. જો તો દેવું કરીને ઘી પીઓ પૂરી રીતે તમારી જિંદગી જીઓ. So his name was Shukra and we gave him the Padvi of Acharya. We made him Shukracharya. So out of the 8 Acharyas, only 7 are talked about. Shankaracharya, Vallabhacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbadkar Acharya, Nagarjunacharya. No one talks about Shukracharya. Even his book, we know him by the name of his book, Charuak. Charuak means sweet talk. But we think that there is a guy called Charuak who wrote Charuak. It went to America and it came again. The philosophy of Charuak says there is only one life. On the basis of Bhagavad Gita, on the basis of 18 Upanishads, Brahma Sutra and the 4 Vedas, he proved this is known as Prastantrahi. On the basis of Prastantrahi, he proved that there is no God except you. And if you are God, you have created the creation for your pleasure. So enjoy. And this is the only life that you have. All the worship you can do to God is to enjoy. Your enjoyment will make the consciousness happy. Because the mind is experiencing via the body and the soul is experiencing via the mind. And true worship is to just rejoice. Don't worry about death. Don't worry about debts. Don't worry about illness. They will come any which ways. People who don't drink, people who don't have sex, brahmachari all die, they also die, you will also die. People who don't eat ghee, even they get diabetes, even they become fat, you will also become fat. So just enjoy, he has said. It is not my opinion. I am not telling you to do that. But I am telling you that this is also a point of view. You can consider it. But what I don't want you to do is that don't think that Makara bad. Because I think that the Dashama Vidhya will have little more intelligence than us. If they love Makar and if they don't think that it is a sin or it is bad or fattening or sinning or criminal, then we don't have any authority to judge them. That is what my thinking is. I can be wrong. Huh? I can be wrong. And I'm not even propagating that by telling you all this. But I'm just telling you that don't oppose it. Don't be against. Are you convinced?
Ji Guruji, beautiful explanation. Beautiful.
Anything else?
Everyone is speechless.
Did the old scriptures talk about relationship beyond man and woman? There are many gods who are homosexual or bisexuals. Like in few of the scriptures, even Kartikeya in few of the scriptures was considered as homosexual. And in few of the scriptures, there are gods who are homosexuals or male-male and female-female relationship, which you call as lesbians. Even that is considered. Yes, there are gods. Their love did not understand gender. So if gods were there, even common humans were allowed that kind of relationship. What I believe must be at that time. I wasn't there at that time in this body, so I cannot with authority comment on it. And in the Tantra scriptures, which I have studied to the depth, and I can tell you that about the Agam and the Nigam, that what I believe after having more than 93 gurus in my this lifetime, 90 to 93 gurus, that probably anyone knows this subject as good as me. I've never come across anyone who is like that. The Tantra scripture says, can I say it, Indrajit ji, if I am not crossing my line, if I am not hurting, if anyone who does not want to listen to this, please say no. Even if one person says no, I will not share this. Okay, I'll go ahead. Shakta Tantra, which I believe is one of the most scientific Tantra and most advanced Tantra, even beyond Shiv Tantra, says that love or physical love between man and man must be avoided. Between woman and woman is allowed, between man and woman is allowed. But more energy, more power, more rising of the Kundalini, more spirituality can be attained by man and woman. Less can be attained by woman and woman, and the energy can be lost, drained by man and man together. The exact scientific words I will tell you is that male and female are positive and negative coming together, which creates the circuit of energy, and that's how the energy goes high. Female and female are positive and positive together, which will make the circuit go high, but energy go high, but the circuit will not be complete. And male are negative and negative. So it will not move the energy upwards, it will drain the energy downwards. how to do it, they have their science for it. You can learn from people who know. But this is true up till an extent, that they were not against, I hope that was your question. They were not against love beyond man and woman. They were not against, they thought that love is gender blind. They thought that love is gender blind. Have you heard about this concept that love is blind, Indrajitji? So we have a very beautiful singer. I don't know, she has not been present in the afternoon satsang and even the evening satsang. Her name is Sangeeta J. Shetty. She is also a very beautiful painter. So if you see her, you will think that love is also deaf. She sings so well. And when I sing, she, Sonali, Pooja, they say, "Ah, Guruji, you sing so well." So that time I feel, yes, love is blind and deaf, very both. That gives me a proof that love is blind and deaf both. So she loves singing. So whenever I tell her, come on, let's record this, she'll say, Guruji, you and me together, you sing so well. I said, okay, come. We'll sing. Any further questions?
Gurudev, on this line of, when you were talking about, sexuality, we also come across Mahanirvan Tantra, which says that sexuality and sexual acts are also a very important part of practices and Tantra. Is it so?
See, Tantra means what? Tantra means technique. Tantra means the method of living your life. So Mahanirvan Tantra is a book which is penned down by Masendriyanath and Gorakhnath. They have put their own rules, but if you read the original Mahanirvan Tantra written in the Oriya and Assamese language, or written in the Nepalese language, or written in the Sanskrit language, you will know that it is an edited version. Tantra is a part of life. Tantra is the way of life. Tantra is life. And so is sex. So Tantra says that your life is a sadhana. Yoga says you come on, stand on your head, Sirsasana, that is yoga. Tantra says that when life hangs you upside down, you don't complain. That is Tantra. Your whole life is a sadhana. Your whole life is a Tantra. And sex is a part of life. So sex is a part of Tantra. Sex is a part of sadhana. If you think sex is bad, sex is pleasure, it will put your energy down. But if you take it as sadhana, that same sex which takes your kundalini down to the Muladhara Swadhisthana Chakra, that same sex can rise your kundalini to the Sahasrara and also beyond it. So yes, sex is a part of Tantra. But I don't know, there are no gurus who teach it nowadays. There are some idiots on YouTube and Instagram. They talk about orgies and sex tantra and stupid things like that, which is not tantra. Real Tantra does not require public display of your affection. Any idiot who does a public display of his affection, of its, relationship, is not a tantric, is an idiot. If you want to display your emotions, your relationship in front of public, you are not interested in darshan, you are interested in brothership. You are a thorough idiot. If you want the whole world to know that you understand, right, what I'm saying, where I'm going. So it's like this. It has to be in total intimacy, total privacy, not in public display, not in orgies. So why do saints renounce that? Hinduism is a endless religion without beginning, without end. It was originally known as the Sanatana religion. If you want to maintain celibacy, you are a Hindu. If you want to practice sex, you are a Hindu. If you believe in idol worship, you are a Hindu. If you believe in formless God, you are a Hindu. If you believe in God, you are a Hindu. If you believe in no God, atheist, you are a Hindu. If you believe in marriage, family, you are a Hindu. If you renounce, still you are a Hindu. Hinduism is for everyone. So saints renounce if it is their path, and they be in family if it is their path. If you read the Vedas, if you read our Puranas, all our saints before were married. And not just having one wife, having more than one wife. They were married. Not a single saint was a celibate, except rare 1 or 2%. Now things have become reversed. If you are not married, only then you are a saint. If you are a brahmachari, only then you are a saint. This is not Hinduism. Hinduism is open. There are grahastha sannyasi and there are grahastha sadhus and there are sannyasi sadhus. You can be a wanderer. You can be a wanderer with a wife. You can be a wanderer without a wife. You can be a householder and also a saint. So Hinduism is open to everything and everyone. Anything else? Anyone wants to ask something?
No questions. No questions in the chat box.
So, anyone wants to ask something? Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Gurudev.
Thank you, Gurudev.
Thank you, Gurudev. Hari Om Tat Sat, Gurudev.
Thank you, Gurudev. Hari Om Tat Sat, Adesh.
Thank you so much, Guruji.
Thank you, Gurudev.
There is something in chat box now, but we have ended it. We'll take it up in the next session. Hari Om Tat Sat.